Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om. Yes, the first question that I have been given is, please expound on Shreyas and Preyas. What is Shreyas and what is Preyas? Very good question. And people have, most of the commentators in, I have seen among them, in Gujarati and Hindi have said that is one is, Preyas means one is Priya and Shreyas is one which is good. No, that is not the meaning. There is you need to know little Sanskrit here. There is a sutra, Prashasya Saha, Prasasya Sha, Adesha. So the Shakara is which is praiseworthy. And that yes, there is another sutra which is of comparison. So Shreyas means what? That which is more praiseworthy. यानी कि न जो वधारे कल्याणकारी है, जो वधारे योग, जिसको हिंदी में जो more योग्य है, जो यथार्थ है, which is more proper to do, that is Shreyas. And Preyas also has the same thing, which is more pleasing. Okay? जो ज़्यादा प्रिय है, so yes, when it is there, that means among the two, this is more pleasing. What does it mean? Both are praiseworthy. Understand? Shreyas and Preyas. Both are, you can say, good, or both are proper. And both are pleasing also. Both are Priya also. But this yes implies one is more Priya, pleasant, and one is more praiseworthy. So please understand, Shreyas and Preyas both are praiseworthy and both are pleasing. This is purely different, totally different from the concept other religions have. When they say, okay, this is good and that is bad, they are not different. They are not opposite to each other. Though in a way, yes, but not totally against each other, what they talk. Okay? So in our jargon, we can say Shreyas means moksha, and Preyas is what is pleasing. You can say dharma. Okay, that is also praiseworthy. So in our tradition, pursuit of Arthakama, in our tradition, marriage is also praiseworthy. It is not she is a temptress and sin and all this. No. Anything, even desire for kingdom is praiseworthy. Desire for any kind of achievement is praiseworthy. But it is more praiseworthy is Shreyas. And Shreyas doesn't mean it is dukkham. People quote Gita ji also. Yat tadagre dukkham eva pariname sukham evam that Sukham, Satvikam, etc., etc. No. It is not that Shreyas is Dukhakari. It is not that in the beginning Dukhakari and later Sukhakari. No. It is Sukhakari from day one. It is pleasant. Provided it is you can add a clause, provided one pursues out of one's own will. Okay? So why it is said so? How come the pursuit of Arthakama is praiseworthy? Because when you pursue them with dharma as a basis, dharma arthascha kamascha, that arthakama through dharma is praiseworthy, is more pleasing. Arthakama itself is pleasing. But when the basis is dharma, then it is equally praiseworthy as moksha. So dharma and moksha are equally important. Understand? One cannot bypass dharma or negate dharma and work for moksha. Much less one can bypass moksha and talk of dharma only. There are some people who say, no, we don't want moksha, we just want to serve society. And they often quote this Rantidev statement, Oh Bhagavan, let me reside in the heart of Artanam, Dukhataptanam, let me be in their heart and like I will take care of the Dukha and you take care of Sukha. No. Moksha is praiseworthy and necessary. Dharma is praiseworthy and necessary. So Shreyas means pursuit of moksha. Prayas means pursuit of Arthakama on the basis of, on the platform of dharma. Then that pursuit becomes praiseworthy. Shastra doesn't talk about that dharma. That pursuit of Arthakama which is devoid of dharma, which is on the platform of adharma, that they don't consider at all. So, if you understand this and just look at the background of Mahabharata, I think I made this statement earlier, but I don't remember here or somewhere else. In the beginning, I think I told, if you look at from one perspective, Duryodhana and Arjuna are same. They are not different. Both wanted the kingdom. Both wanted the pleasure. Both wanted the name and fame. Both wanted the victory. But the basic difference, they are, from that perspective, they are poles apart. And the difference was Arjuna wanted kingdom on the platform of dharma. Duryodhana wanted the kingdom by all means, fair or foul means. I want it. That's it. And as he wanted from improper means. Dharma doesn't matter to him. In other words, end doesn't means doesn't matter to him, end matters. Any end, any pursuit other than moksha is prayas. When it is backed by, when it is supported by, or when it is standing on the platform of dharma, it is praiseworthy. So dharmic purusha is also praiseworthy. And moksharthi also is praiseworthy. Again, I said dharma means there's do's and don'ts. On the basis of religious sanctions, one who lives and pursues things is praiseworthy. Therefore, marriage is also praised. In Dhanyo Grahastha Ashrama, of course, they quote only that much. There are so many things before, they don't write that. That's another issue. But then, the Grahastha Ashrama is also praiseworthy. Vanaprastha is also praiseworthy. Brahmacharya also is praiseworthy. So getting married or begetting children is not sin in our culture. So you have to add, because we always looked upon everything on the basis of dharma. Therefore, this bhumi, this country was called as Dharma Kshetra. First words of Gita is Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yutsava. Dharma Kshetra. And then this was very clear to our forefathers that Manushya Janma or Manushya Deha is meant for dharma only. It is not meant for anything else. So that is how we always look upon the pursuit of any pursuit as praiseworthy. Okay? Good and bad, that is not a point. This is like other religion. That binary division, that's not a point. Pursuit of moksha is certainly more praiseworthy than the pursuit of arthakama or dharma arthakama. Dharma itself being a purushartha, but then it is not simply that is the one who, it is not ultimate, therefore more praiseworthy is moksha. And that being a case, that mantra of Kathopanishad, Shreyasya Prayasya Manusya Metah Tau Samparitya Vinakti Dhiraha Shreyo hi dhiro bhi preyaso vrunite preyo mando yoga kshemad vrunite. Every situation, every relationship offers us the opportunity of shreyas and prayas. How you look at it. You can convert the prayers into shreyas, and everything is prayers, because everything, if you live a life of dharma, if you commit yourself to shastra, then you are living a life of dharma. And thereby, every moment to moment, it is prayers and shreyas. Anyway, this is the answer. What is prayers and what is shreyas? Okay. Now, next question is the importance of manava janma. Is the loss infinite? I don't understand the question properly, because the second half of the question is contradictory to the very question. When the importance of manasya janma is to gain infinity, which is my nature, which is myself. It is not the loss of infinity. It's an opportunity for infinity. Infinite, loss of infinite in a way, if you look at it in that way, from the various cycle of birth and death, so now you are born as a manava, yes, it is a loss, but then it is a loss. That way, every janma is a loss of the infinite. Okay? Any janma is the loss of infinite. But Manushya Janma has a potential or possibility to own up the infinite. Okay? You can own it up. If you work for it, you can own up. How can we own up? Or why? How? What can be? Why? What is so special about Manushya Janma that you say you can own up? The answer is the infinite is thyself. Infinite is not away from you. Infinite is you. You being infinite, the thing is you need to own up that, your swarupa. You need to own up your nature. And that being a case, to own up the nature, which is me, okay, you need to understand certain things. And to understand certain things, you need buddhi. And Manushya Janma is unique in a sense, we are blessed with buddhi. And that is why I say it is an opportunity for infinite. It is not the loss, it's an opportunity. The problem is, again, earlier as we said, is twofold. It is not that I just don't know myself, I know myself otherwise. You see, it is one thing to have to not to have any value, like a child. It doesn't have any value. It doesn't have any understanding. It doesn't have any ethics. As we say, blissfully ignorant. But it is quite another thing to have opposite values. That is another thing. So, like, when your child doesn't have anything about money, doesn't understand money is good or bad or whatever. He just picks up the note and keeps. Or even little grown-up, 2-year baby just sees the color. Even a grown-up boy, wants his piggy bank to fill up. That doesn't know. But grown-up, same baby, grown-up 25, 30 has a different value for money. You can upstated, upgraded value, you know. So that's improper values. So there is improper attitude towards my possessions, towards my relationships, towards my pursuit. There is improper attitude. And that stems from, there is an improper understanding about myself. In a simple jargon, taking myself to be Jiva, taking myself to be Alpa, taking myself to be small one, little one. Then there is the pursuit for arthaka, pleasure and security. And that pursuit, again under the pressure of unconscious or vast karma, pushes the person to cross the boundaries of dharma. This all becomes improper living. So, Manava Janma, this necessitates refutation or negation of improper and owning up what is proper. That means I need to negate what I am not. I need to see what I am not and then see what I am. And having seen, seeing means knowing, at the feet of teacher. Having known, I need to own up my swarupa. That is the viveka. So, self-knowledge is in a way viveka. Therefore, we will see after the values are over, Atma Anatma Viveka. Discrimination between Atma and Anatma. That discrimination becomes necessary because two things are mixed up. Again, as we had said earlier, there is no physical mix-up. It is purely cognitive mix-up. And that being a case, it's a cognitive error. It has to be corrected cognitively. And that correction can be possible when you can see through and through the things. So, Manava Janma is a blessing. In a sense, you can discriminate. That Viveka Shakti, or you can say Gnana Shakti, is not with any other jiva other than Manushya. Only Manushya, only human being has this Viveka Shakti. And therefore, it is said that Manava Janma is Durlabham. Human birth is very rare because human being alone can have this, they can explore the possibility of moksha and can gain moksha. Okay? So, if this infinite word comes, if you miss the pursuit of moksha, if life is confined to dharma, artha, kama, and in the modern times only artha, kama, there is no dharma sometimes. So for them, there is a loss of infinite. So, importance of Manava Janma, leave aside the word importance, is Manava Janma without pursuing moksha is a loss of infinite. Then it is true. And importance is, it is meant for dharma. There is a saying, Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadha. First, you have Arthakama through on the platform of dharma, and then you pursue primarily dharma. See, that is Grahastha Ashrama. Grahastha Ashrama is pursuit of Arthakama, freedom for Arthakama, but dharma is the basis. Therefore, The proper word for husband and wife is Sahadharmachari, Sahadharmacharini. So the both of them wishes to get the marriage is to live a committed life, committed to dharma, committed to duty. And then Vanaprastha is dharma alone is a pursuit. And sannyasa is moksha alone is a pursuit. So this importance of Manav Janma, you can say twofold. It is only in Manav Janma you can have a pursuit of dharma. Because there is a buddhi, because there is ahankara, there is a karta. That is the advantage. Animals don't have ahankara. There is no buddhi, there is no karta. So neither they earn punya nor they earn papa. Otherwise, this Gomata should be most punyashali because every day doing punyam. And these carnivorous animals like lion and tiger and all others, they must be most papakari because they are killing the other jivas for the survival. That's not true. Manav Janma is like double-edged sword. Double-edged sword. If dharma is pursued or if the life is lived on the platform of dharma, then it is a blessing. That itself is you can say relatively gain of infinite. True, moksha alone, pursuit of moksha alone is a gain of infinity, but to have a desire for moksha, to have an infrastructure for moksha in terms of situation, teacher, etc., is again dharma phala, is again punya phala. So you can say relatively dharma itself is, therefore we said dharma is also praiseworthy. And Manusha Janma is meant for dharma and moksha. Next question is right or appropriate attitudes for seeker or habits of a right seeker. That is what we are studying in Sadhan Chatushtaya. That is attitudes you have to develop. Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadama, Sat Sampatti, and Moksha. You have to make it. We'll see all those later. But in one word, see, first, if you have a seeker, one who has a teacher, one who has some exposure to Shastra, of studying Shastra, at least some basic understanding that moksha is only through knowledge. See, seeker has two stages. One is mumukshu and other one is jignasu. Mumukshu is, we will see in mumukshutvam, who is desirous of moksha. The fellow wants to pursue moksha. Now, when he or she wants moksha, he or she is not clear what is moksha. They generally say, I wanted some peace of mind. I had everything, but there was no peace. Heard something, happiness, etc. So that person just wants to do something other than what he or she has been doing. That is the mumukshu's first stage. There is a vicarious feeling, you can say, not knowledge, but feeling to do something. And then that person is very gullible. He or she can be very much misled whatever literature available here and there and something like that, then the fellow will pick up. Oh, to gain moksha, I have to do this. I have to meditate. I have to do yogasana. I have to do this bhajan only. I have to do this seva only, etc., etc. You see, these all sampradayas, traditional Shat Darshanas, they all talk of moksha. And all modern sampradayas. See, these people who goes to any kind of so-called spiritual teacher, beginning from Rajneesh onwards, he talks of all kinds of things. Thence will give you moksha. That's what they wanted, peace of mind. Generally, the first definition of moksha is some peace, happiness. That is the definition. So that person goes anywhere and he or she continues committed to that whatever the teacher said. So that he or she is also seeker. You know, he is seeking. Seeker is the one who is seeking and seeking happiness, seeking peace, but doesn't know what is the right means and goes to something and gets caught up. People go to katha and then keep on listening kathas also, and then get hooked to some kathakaras. You know this kathakara, and you wonder what is it that this fellow got stuck into it. But that's how he is also seeker. Second stage of seeker is from mumukshu to jignasu. At least there is a clarity that moksha is possible only and only through knowledge. What I have studied from Gita or teacher, whether I learned or not, I can own up the teachings or not, I don't know. But then that much clarity is there. It is Nanad Evatu Kaivalyam. When that clarity is there, that means the person is not simply mumukshu, that seeker, you can call that person. In English, for a want of word, you say seeker. That person is a seeker, but was mumukshu seeker, now jignasu seeker. He wanted moksha and now also wants moksha, but there is a clarity that moksha is possible only and only through teachings, only through knowledge. Okay. Now, if you happen to be that kind, since all of the questioner is from the group, so I'm sure the questioner knows this basic thing, though may or may not have clarity, but knows that moksha is possible through knowledge. So the right habit for seeker is to study daily. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam. There is a vakya. One should do swadhyaya. Daily listen to Shastra. Daily study. Form a habit that I spend some time to study the scripture. I find a hour or half or whatever. I expose myself during that time to Shastra study. That is the first thing. That is the first habit to be formed, and that is the ultimate habit to be formed. More you expose yourself, more you gain clarity, more you can own up the self-knowledge. Okay? That is one thing. Second habit, if you are around teacher, if a seeker happens to be living in ashram, the second habit is seva. Tat vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Habit to serve teacher. If not around, whenever I meet teacher, I'm willing, or I look forward to serve him. You know, that group Acharyopasanam, in that set of 20 values, Amanitvam, Adambitvam, Ahimsa, Shantirarjavam, Acharyo, in that 13th chapter values, there is a value Acharya Upasana. Doing Upasana of Acharya means just surrendering and doing seva. Usually, human being is very judgmental. Even they become judgmental to teacher also. His or her conduct and behavior. You see, this nobody can be perfect. Upadhi Maryada. There is a limitation. Teacher also has a body-mind complex. It may have its own limitations. And then drashti, or the vision of the student, goes on that limitations. And that stifles the seva. That obstructs the seva. Seva means total surrender. Seva is a very good thing too. It is for a seeker. If you do the seva for savior, who is a savior is a guru, who is a Brahmanishta. To do his seva, that means you are doing seva of Brahman only. So, if not there, teacher available, not living with the teacher, then whenever you meet teacher or give an opportunity to teacher and to serve the teacher. That is tadviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. It humbles the ego. When you do seva to the teacher, ego gains plasticity by serving to the teacher. So that attitude one can develop. That's an appropriate habit one can develop. Secondly, one should have some forms of prayer in daily life. That applies to Grihastha also. More so, to a seeker who is a mumukshu in terms of some chanting, in terms of some physical puja, in terms of some upasana. That is also a good habit to form. And last but not least, after there are so many, but just I will enumerate 3. Last but not least, the third one is to be more introspective. I should look at myself. I should look at my conduct. And that introspective person can improve upon himself or herself. These are the 3 things. I mean, minimum 3 things. The Gita talks of so many things. It's endless. But then the attitude of Ishwararma Buddhi, that is the ultimate thing. That will help you a lot if you have that one all the time. But that's not possible. That should have all the time Ishwararma Buddhi in whatever I do. But this is enough. How to keep our children Hindu? You don't have to keep, they are Hindu because they are born to you. There's no choice for them to be otherwise. They have to be otherwise, they have to do something. Without doing anything, they are Hindu. This is the uniqueness of Hindu Dharma. You have to not baptized. They are Hindu. You mean to say, I guess, you mean to say how to keep our children or help our children continue Hindu way of life. That's how they continue to be Hindu. You can be Hindu if you can commit to Hindu way of life. Here, 2, 3 things I can add, in the modern life. I mean, in the context of the modern life. This whole cultural infrastructure, with this advent of transport and communication and other discoveries, the people have been traveling all over and they bring their own culture. So that local culture becomes colorful. There are other people who have brought their culture. But so far, so good. That was Indian culture. You know, in a way, though we call it a Hindu culture, but there is a colorfulness in terms of, if you see Saurashtra, some festival, Gujarat, some festival, Maharashtra, some festival, dressing is different, living style is little different. That's a colorfulness. But the modern age has a problem. The first, that culture adds a different color, and later on it swallows the indigenous culture. And they are creating a new homogeneous culture in the world. They have fairly succeeded. That is caused by their economic policy. It has some basis in their theology, Adam Smith economics. What is that? That government should enhance the per capita income of every individual. So our buying power is more. I remember in 64, 65, 1,000 rupees was a big sum. He's earning 1,000 rupees a month. That means he's a big boss, 62, 63. So nowadays, 1,000 is nothing. 2, 3,000, you end up even in a small town in Rajkot, just go family, 5, 6 people, you end up spending 2, 3,000 for lunch, dinner or lunch, whatever. And 12, 15,000, you go in 5-star hotel, only couple can end up spending. So spending power is more, and technology has brought nth number of objects to be consumed. Clothes. There are only 3, 4 simple clothes. Design also simple. Now there is varieties of design, varieties of texture, varieties of clothes available. And the society is becoming a big consumer. That's why it is called consumerism. They say American economy is better because they consume, they spend away. Indian and Asian economies are not number one because they have Asians, in particular Japanese and Indians and few other people, have a tendency to save. If you don't have a tendency to save and live on credit card, it's a fast growing economy because they think so. So today we are into an era where there is a value for consumption. The children, and there is a peer pressure to children. And from grade 6th or 7th, they buy the iPhone. And the child will say, oh, I have iPhone 10 or iPhone 4, and the other child will have issues on it. Even grown up, there is a tendency to aggrandize more. It's a value. Who is the wealthiest person? Fortune 500 list, there is a value. So the whole world is turning into a consumer. That means you are promoting Kama Purushartha first. And secondly, you are promoting Artha Purushartha. There is a value for more money and there is a value for more objects of pleasure. I have this car, high-end car. I have a Mercedes and I have Audi and I have Lexus and things like that. And that too, highest Lexus will have 10 types of models. The base model and the last model. Then they claim I have the last model car. Telephone, iPhone 10, iPhone X they call it. Anything. So that means what? We are creating Artha Pradhanaha, Kama Pradhanaha Samaj. Whose predominant end is Kama or Artha. Some don't even Artha. Maja karo, aaj aaya pura. They don't want something to be collected and do that more. 1 minute. So, and the nature of Kama and Artha is what? That is the story of Yayati, King Yayati, ancestors of Yadavas and Kuru, Pauravas and Kauravas, everybody. The one of his son, Yayati's son was Yadu, and that clan, the descendants were called Yadavas. And the one was Kuru, that descendants was called Pauravas, like that. He lived life with lots of sensual pleasure. This Damayanti, not Damayanti, Shakuntal, no, that lady, I'll tell you. Is the beautiful wife, the daughter of Devrishi, Prahaspati's daughter. And then her Sevak also, Sharmishta, the daughter of Demon King, also was his second wife. Having had all the pleasure, he says, no, I want more. And it is said the Kaya Kalpa was there. When he was made young, and one child took his old age. That is called Kaya Kalpa. I still remember way back in 83, 84, 85, 84 end, I came to Rajkot. And that time, near that Satyavijay ice cream, the turning in the Bhakti Nagar, there used to be a big board, Kaya Kalpa Karao. No? Get your Kaya Kalpa. That means you become young and or rejuvenated relatively. And after I had always a question, what kind of Kaya Kalpa? Who must be doing, and he must be great Vaidya. I'd never heard somebody capable of doing Kaya Kalpa. It so happened after a year I met that owner, Vaidya so and so. He himself on a stick and little bent down. I said, stupid fellow, you better do your Kaya Kalpa, then advise somebody. Who will believe you? You can't do your Kaya Kalpa yourself. Anyway, so that fellow, after having a second innings to pursue Kama, he says, Najatu Kama Kamanam Upabhogena Shamya. Havisha Krishna Vartmeva Bhuyeva Vivardate. The nature of sense pursuit or Kama is more you pursue, more you want. Exponential increase in the demands of Bhoga will be there. That means they keep you seeking, they keep you empty, they keep you hungry. And similar statement is there for Artha also. More you have, more you want. And I have seen people having a lot of money are very stingy than the people having less money. You know, a simple person working in a government office earning some 40, 50,000 will give 5,000 rupees, almost 10% of the salary. And this fellow is Karodpati. They give donation, he may have be 50, 100 crores. If somebody asks him 21,000, 31,000, that money can never make you feel, never take you to the level where you can feel secure. So, again coming back to this point, this modern life keeps you seeking all the time, keeps you demanding all the time, keeps you empty within all the time. Okay? Because that's how the infrastructure is geared. Earn more and spend more. That's how the system is geared up. Both values are implanted. Nothing wrong in earning more. Nothing wrong in spending and enjoying more, but with the basis of dharma. First thing, teach them. If you want children to live a life, Hindu way of living when they grow up, teach their dharma. And the first and the foremost, or one single definition of dharma is that which draws maryada into life. In other words, that which draws boundary in your pursuit. That is dharma. That means to do what I feel like doing is not a strength. I have a strength to draw a boundary and not to do even if I feel like doing because it is. I just don't feel like doing and still I push myself and do. That is dharma. You know? So teach them dharma. What is to be done, what is not to be done. In other words, teach them boundaries in the life with reference to do's and don'ts and anything. Boundaryless life, my way or highway sense of life cannot take to one to moksha. So, first teaching is dharmamay, jivanam. And that life itself teaches you indirectly some tapas. You learn to bear with unpleasant situation, unpleasant family members, unpleasant place or time, but it's a dharma. So you just live with it, you just commit to it. So dharma gives tapas also. And second thing, if you can teach your children, teach them to share, teach them to give. From consumer to be contributor. Today, I remember when we were young, anything you have to share among your siblings. That was unwritten rule. I couldn't imagine that I cannot share and still eat myself. I eat my dibba and the other dibba. Like a typical American, you end up sharing with your colleague. Have little. But the colleague would never offer you anyway. Have something. Unless until. So that's what our teaching was. And now I see mommy tells, look, I have made this for you only. Don't share with anybody in the school. Don't give it away to friends. You only eat. This is a very rich thing I have made for you. So not sharing samskara comes from childhood sometimes. So teach them to share. Teach them to be empathetic and communicate to them. This, they will be Hindus, remain Hindus, and last thing to do, which it should be the first and the foremost. You live such a way life. You keep communicating them in such a way that they have a highest respect for you. When they have that respect, they will imbibe what you did. They will commit to what you did out of sheer love. Mama, I have seen so many people. They may be nastika, not going to temple or puja, not doing any kind of puja. But suddenly mother dies, then he starts doing mother's puja. So if you live a Hindu way of life, that is not enough as a parent. It is one thing that you live a way of life, but you should create a space of respect in the eyes of the child. That my mother or my father is most respectable in my perception. You should stand as an ideal to them. When they see you as an ideal, it may take some time for them to see. They need to grow, both physically and more of psychological. And once they see you as ideal, they will copy. Yadyadacharate shrestha tattadeve tarojana. Sayat pramanam kurute, that whatever he authenticates, people will follow. tadanu vartate. So, become an ideal in the eyes of the child. Ideal person to be followed. Ideal person to be committed. Then, one or other day, he will just imbibe those values what you have been telling. And what not to do is don't push them beyond certain boundaries. They want logic, they want explanation. And there is a hormonal change, there is a peer pressure, all things work. So one should be ready for their errors also, mistakes also, and still correcting them and helping them to grow. This is the best way to keep your children healed. Okay? With these words, let's close the session today. I can entertain one more question. I am opening to active speaker, so anybody can ask me.
Swamiji.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a question since I don't see anybody else. It's a two-part question, Swamiji, on the topic of Vijnana and science. And one is there a reference to Vijnana in Shastra? And the context for my question is rationalists or so-called followers of science say we should only believe in what's logically explained by facts and science and so on. And that's their thesis against belief in Shastra or source of knowledge. What's your point of view on that?
These are unscientific statements. The so-called rationalists and scientists, they're talking unscientifically. In a sense, you need some science means what they mean to say is we want logical explanation. That's all. We want to see the reason behind it. We just don't want to follow, which generally people say, follow the teacher and follow this. That's all we don't want. So it is unscientific to say that Shastras are not scientific. Because there is an explanation. If you have the whole vision, you can explain to them. What you talk of science is actually aparavidya, all physics, chemistry, etc. There is not much mention in that way of a science in Shastra. There is a mention of aircraft and all this. It's okay, but modern science is more, modern times, modern technology and science are more equipped than what the Vedas say to some extent. But if there's a science means scientific approach and scientific means cause effect, logically explanation, everything is a logic. You need to understand the vision, you can explain it. And few things are not logically explainable also. Whether you believe or not, this is how it is. So there are few things also which you cannot directly, they cannot directly understand unless they understand moksha. Then the things fall in proper place. Okay. Okay, then we close it and we keep our fingers crossed for the next class. Next class